Okay, so last time we came to Butler Lake, we hiked north by accident. Today we are going to hike south by design. I have a better compass this time that's actually functioning, so that's super-de-duper. We are hoping to get down to some lakes and see what that looks like. Not sure how many miles we're going to do today. It's noon, so maybe 5, maybe 10. We'll see.
We'll try not to get lost this time.
Probably closer to 5, but we'll see how the day proceeds and how hilly it is. So, excited about today. Pretty spring flowers. So when you're girls and you're in the middle of the woods and it's time to pee, you have to have a friend. You need a lookout. This is actually a thing. Without a lookout, things could go quite amiss very quickly. Just saying. This water is very dark. It's eating the trees. Come in. That was a loud one. Look at how red that water looks. I wonder if that's from like iron in the area or from the leaves. You got this. Woohoo! Okay, my turn. Look, it's little babies. Little babies. There they are. Focus. Hello, little babies. Here's some more. Happy morning, spring. Look at the tree monster. Roar. What causes the tree to get testicles, do you think? Like, is it a disease? So, one of the things that we're figuring out about is pacing. Trying to figure out how to pace ourselves to figure out, how far we can go in a given day with our energy levels. So we had to turn back today earlier than we wanted to, or earlier than I wanted to anyway, because I kept twisting my knee and my foot and just feeling too purple. See how purple I am? Look how purple I am. I'm very purple. That makes a difference in how you feel in the hiking. So it's time to figure out where that pace line is and know, okay, how do you know if you have to turn around or can you eventually get through that? So we've been sitting for a couple of minutes. I'm still pretty purple. It was probably good that we turned back. So yeah, something to learn. The way these trees are kind of budding and the way the path is really green, it's like fairy tale path. Secret fairy garden hiding.
Just flew in my nose.
Ooh, blow it out. Do one of those big. Do you see these people? They're on my bench. I've been planning on a bench over a lake for about, 2 miles now of hiking, and I was like, we're just gonna keep going. There's gonna be a bench for us over the lake. There will be. And then we were finally coming up to where it looked like we were coming over the lake. There they were, ahead of us. I said, they're gonna get our bench. And there they are. They have our bench. But there's the lake. We're gonna need another bench. Beautiful wind chime noises at the Solu Estate Winery and Meadery. You know, we love this. The mead maker here is from France. At this meadery we found, which is fantastic. We're very happy that we ended our hike. It was a good way to kind of have consolation after not getting our bench, which was very disappointing. Mead maker over here is very, very jovial. And in the wine tasting, mead tasting, he pours nice and heavy. Look at this, a giant tic-tac-toe game. They've got casks in the back. They hand make all of their meads, although by hand make I may mean that they have giant vats. And here's Birdie enjoying that.
Fun stuff along the way.
And this is what you might find on the menu if you come here. I had to buy a case of wine. I mean, mead. Maybe not quite a case, but whatever. I have a box of mead that I had to get in order to deserve to sit on my bench. There's my bench. I'm so happy I have a bench. I'm gonna cry. And just in case you didn't believe me, let's see if we can get this grapevines. This is the wine portion of it. Apparently they were all sold out of wine. So they say. I don't know where they grow the honey. Today was brutal. I had no energy. We did over 6 miles of up and up and up and down and down and down. And then my bench was stolen. And then we finally got to go for mead, and it made it all better. I'm just so glad today is done. It was exhausting. This up and down, though, that's what I'm going to have to be able to do in order to make this a good experience. So what I learned today is that even if I'm in a rough situation, I can power through it. And so that was good. And what motivated me to power through it today was the stupid bench. I was like, well, we could go right back to the parking lot, or we could go up and see if there's a bench with a view. But I feel like we've been talking about the bench this whole time. Let's go toward the bench. So I powered through it. I didn't get my bench because somebody else took it, but I did power through it, and that was, I guess, kind of a cool lesson to learn, because I wasn't sure how I would be in that situation. I mean, I was pretty out of it and pretty tired and exhausted today, and I still managed to do 6 miles, over 6 miles of up and down and up and down. That's a lot for somebody who isn't around hills very often. I think that if we had been on flat ground, we could easily have done twice that number of miles today. But being on the hills is a lot more difficult on the knee, on the foot, and on, of course, the exhaustion level. You know, what do you get when you take an Irish Dutch person and give them a whole bunch of hills up? You get a plum. And I was dead purple, and I know it, but it was totally a worthwhile day. Exhausting and painful and worthwhile.